Your Honor, this case boils down to two issues: causation and justification. And while I'm not going to restate the evidence because I know you've been listening, I would like to highlight just a few areas. Judge, in the causation department, the state of Ohio has not met their burden even at this stage. The state of Ohio has not produced to you identification testimony through its experts of which particular bullet or pellet ended up where. They haven't produced sufficient evidence to you under this standard of which particular bullet or which particular gun fired the shots that penetrated the Malibu. They haven't produced to you sufficient evidence under this standard that they can show which gun fired fatal shots. They haven't produced you evidence, even under this standard, of the sequence of the shots. Judge, I'm not going to reiterate what Mr. Roberts said or what different BCI agents said, because I know the court's well aware of the lack of trajectory evidence, the lack of identification evidence, and also the other problems with the causation evidences they provided. And I know that the court is, again, well aware of this, but the issue on police use of deadly force per State versus White and per Garner versus Tennessee is a constitutional issue. And, Judge, in State versus White, we learn that what dictates this issue is the Fourth Amendment and a Fourth Amendment probable cause standard. And courts following Tennessee versus Garner, such as the Ohio Supreme Court, in adopting State versus White, have explained that a police officer may use deadly force where the officer has probable cause to believe that the suspect poses a threat of serious physical harm either to the officers or to others. So what happens? 20 minutes, lights flashing, repeated radio calls of she's pointing a gun, she's reloading the gun, they pointed a gun at us. So as although that's the light most favorable to the state, Judge. That's the evidence that came from the government, not from the defense. That this 22-mile chase goes on. That numerous, we know this is relevant under White, numerous crimes were committed by the folks in the Malibu. And those are all things taken in a light most favorable to the state that lead up to the end of this. And the probable cause. The car's still moving, the hands haven't come out, there's no surrender, the car is in gear, and again, when we're taking the evidence in the light most favorable to the state of Ohio, and we're going to strip this police officer of his probable cause under the Fourth Amendment, you've got less than 2.6 seconds. So, Judge, I do think that at this stage, you can direct this verdict based on all of the evidence, based on the totality of the evidence, based on the totality of the circumstances.